What Hashem we're doing Halachot Shabbat, says Rav Vadia Yosef. לדעת מרן השולחן ערוך, אחר עניית ברכו, או אחר אמירת מזמור שיר ליום השבת, אף על פי שעדיין יום הוא, נחשב לקבלת שבת ונסרים בכל המלאכות. Summertime. You want to receive Shabbat early. It's like an hour before the right time, right? So he says over here, you started praying, as long as you didn't reach ברכו, or you didn't say מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני ולזמר שמך העליון, you're not in Shabbat yet. Yes, you said שיר השירים. Yes, they say לכו נרננה. You're not in Shabbat. When you're going to say, the Chazan is going to say, ברכו את השם מבורך, and you're going to answer, ברוך השם מבורך עולם ועד, it's daytime, it's full bright daytime. You're in Shabbat. It cannot be 12 o'clock in the afternoon, neither 1 or 2. It has to be an hour and 15 minutes before the stars come out. Usually in the calendar, when they tell you the light of the candles is 5 o'clock. That means the real Shabbat is coming 5:18. 5 o'clock is 18 minutes before sunset. Right? That's a barrier that Chachamim put because by sunset, if you light your candles or you open a light, Safek Chayav Skila. You don't want to take this chance. Huh? Because Ben Hashmashot was never decided in Talmud, is it part of the day or part of the night? It's like a gray zone, right? It's a gray zone. So Ben Hashmashot is when the sun went under the horizon, like the last piece of the sun is under the horizon, and it starts setting. It takes it 13 and a half minutes to set, right? These 13 and a half minutes are Safek Yom, Safek Laila. When it comes to the Rabbanan, we say, oh, it's daytime. When it comes to the Oraita, we say it's nighttime. I'll give you an example. You didn't pray Mincha, and you're really late. You got stuck in traffic. You look at your watch, it's 5 o'clock, it's 5:15, Shkia. The sun started to set. You have another 13 and a half minutes to do Mincha. What do you mean? If the sun is under the horizon? Yes, but the sun is setting. And because it's Safek Yom, Safek Laila, Mincha is the Rabbanan, Nachon? Mincha is the Rabbanan, you can still do Mincha.
Including Tachanunim?
Including Tachanunim.
In that 13 minutes?
Yes. Okay? Now,
you stretch it out? Can you stretch it out? Or you have 13 and a half?
You have 13 and a half. So it's machloket. So they say, the Ben Ish Chai says, if you know you're going to overgo the 13 and a half, you should not do it. You should pray Arvi twice. Rav Ben Zion Abba Shaul says, really, it's 13 and a half, but you have a little bit more because there's a discussion even on that time. So Rav Ben Zion Abba Shaul says, you have 25 minutes extra. 25, not 13 and a half, 25, right? It's a machloket, right? No, because there is a machloket about the 13 and a half minutes. Some say, really, in the Talmud, there's no time. There was no watches in Talmud. In Talmud, it was distance, right? So the Talmud says, Shi'ur ma'alach mil. The time to walk 1 kilometer. Mil is a long mile. In the Talmud, mil is not mile. Mil is a kilometer. Shi'ur ma'alach, the time to walk, not mil, 3/4 of a mil. Comes the Shulchan Aruch and he writes in 2 places. One place he writes, how long do you have to make a matzah? How much time you have to make a matzah? Mil. What's mil? Shulchan Aruch says clearly 18 minutes. If a matzah, when you start it till you finish it, is over every 18 minutes, it's chametz. So we see over there clearly Shulchan Aruch writes that the meal is 18 minutes. In another place he writes, how long do you have to salt your meat? When you buy fresh meat, you have to salt it. How long? 1 hour. 1 hour. But Erev Shabbat, or in the middle of the week you got guests, and you don't have any meat ready, and they're not going to tell them, I have to salt my meat, it's going to take me 1 hour, and then it's going to take you half an hour to cook it, or to roast it, or to whatever. So it says Shulchan Aruch, b'di'avad, you can salt the meat in 18 minutes. Shi'ur ma'alach mil. So we see over there, mil is 18 minutes.
Interesting that you
It's not an exception. We say in 18 minutes should be good enough to take out all the blood. I'll give you another example. I'll give you another thing. You're in a place there's no salt, and you have meat. You're a shochet. You have a knife. You're a shochet. You came to somewhere in an island, or you find this nice sheep. You want to slaughter it, but you don't have salt. How you going there? You make a barbecue. Barbecue is stronger than salt. The fire takes out the meat. What are we salting the meat for? So the blood comes out. We're not allowed to eat blood, right? Fire is much stronger than salt. So if you don't have salt, just barbecue the thing, and that's it, you're good. Right?
אבל כל הבשרים שלך קונים היום זה הכל מוכן.
Yeah, today, but not in Israel. If you go to Israel, the meat is not salted. You have to watch out. The store can be mehadrin mina mehadrin, badatz, Yerushalayim, whatever you want. It's not salted. You have to ask. You have to ask. Most of them is not, because a lot of people do not rely on the salting of the store. Yes, a lot of people do not rely. They want to salt it themselves. They say the store salts it too fast, like you said. They salt it too fast. So they want to salt it themselves. Right?
Salt it on top?
No. So you bring it home, ask the butcher, was this meat salted already? If not, you're going to have to salt it home.
But it's a certain amount of salt that you have to put on the meat.
Cover it.
הרב, you wouldn't...
כולו, לגמור אותו.
לא, ככה, תזרוק עליו, ככה, תזרוק עליו מלח.
But you wouldn't see the blood if it wasn't salted. Wouldn't you see a whole bunch of...
No, because after you salt the meat, there's still a red liquid coming out of it, which is not blood,
Right, but...
which is just called mohal. Mohal is like a juice.
wouldn't you think that if you didn't salt it, there'd be a lot of that, like, blood liquid?
Not necessarily. No, yes and no. Depends. If it's old meat, you're not going to see a lot of blood. If it's fresh cut meat, yes, it's going to be a lot of blood. But if it's old meat, it's dry already.
So
Right?
in that case, there would be no blood, no?
Will be blood, but not as much.
So it's still considered...
Yeah. But anyways, coming back to our subject. Meal, a kilometer, the Shulchan Aruch says twice, the time of a meal is 18 minutes. If we say sunset takes 3/4 of a meal, how much is it? 13 and a half minutes. 13 and a half, right? So, Bede Rabbanan, if it's a question of the rabbinical question, can I do it or not? We give you 13 and a half minutes. When it Bashkia, when it comes to the Oraita, a question about the Torah, for example, Shabbat, you cannot miss Shabbat in a second. If you enter Shabbat and you open the light, like you missed the Shabbat. Same thing, the Shabbat goes out. If Shabbat goes out, let's say, example, 6:24. 6:23, you strike the match. From last night, you kept Shabbat, Kilchata, no Isur, nothing. For 1 minute, you missed it. You profaned the Shabbat. You profaned the Shabbat. So to tell you that Ben Hashmashot is Safek. Right? Safek. So the calendar, when it says lighting candles is 5 o'clock. Really, it's 5:18. But they put a barrier. They don't want to. Who says your watch is accurate, right? So you might miss it by a second, by a few minutes. We don't want that to happen. So they made a barrier of 18 minutes. And why the 18? We explained once. The Gaon Vilna made a cheshbon. If you keep on 52 Shabbat a year, if you add 18 minutes plus 18 minutes plus 18, you're going to get a full day that you added to the Shabbat of the year. So that's what he explains. V'shameru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat. Do you do Shabbat or do you keep Shabbat? We keep Shabbat. V'shameru b'nei Israel. And b'nei Israel should keep the Shabbat. So why does it say right after, la'asot et ha-Shabbat? Says the Gaon Vilna, you should know, by keeping the time of the calendar and lighting every week on time and a little bit before time, you are creating a Shabbat extra in the year. לעשות את השבת, אתה עושה שבת. You're adding a Shabbat in the year because the 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18 add up. Okay?
39 minutes. 39
רבי, בצאת השבת.
39 hours. חזק וברוך.
רבי, what about צאת השבת?
Huh?
It says 6:30 and I light in 6:29.
לא טוב.
לא, מה זה אומר?
זה אומר ש...
אין פה כאילו כמו 18 דקות וזה, כלום. יענו 7:30.
Exactly. Can be 6:31, but not 6:29. Weiter. So he says over here, it's summertime. You want to pray early Shabbat. נכון? You said לך דודי, you said שיר השירים. You said לכו נרננה. You about to start ערבית. The minute you say מזמור שיר ליום השבת, you're in Shabbat. You said ברכו את השם מבורך, you're in Shabbat. So, right? Don't say, oh, it's daytime. It's daytime. Habibi, you wanted to accept Shabbat early. Up to Baruchu, it's not Shabbat yet. And if you forgot to plug your chamin, right, to plug the crock pot, if you forgot to open the light in a certain place in the living room or something, even though you say Lechu Neranena and everything, go do it. It's not Shabbat yet. The minute you said Baruchu Hashem V'Arach, Baruch Hashem V'Arach Ma'ed, או מזמור שיר יום שבת, נגמר, that's it. נאסרים בכל המלאכות. אבל באמירת בואי כלה, איפה יש הבוק? take a book, מהר. באמירת בואי כלה, אינה קבלת שבת בפועל, אלא הזמנה לקבל את השבת. בואי כלה is not accepting Shabbat, is inviting the Shabbat. You say בואי כלה, שבת מקטה? But you didn't say מזמור שיר ליום השבת, you're not in Shabbat yet. You're not in Shabbat. ולדעת האריזל. Either. Let's say you missed the מזמור שיר ליום השבת. You came in, you came. He says, according to the Arizal, עיקר קבלת שבת לעשר מלאכה היא בואי כלה. מולך, you always Kabbalistic. See the light. We see the light. Look at the light on this tefillin. Look. So when you say boy kala, according to the Arizal, according to Kabbalah, right, is ne'esar b'mlacha, you're not allowed to do anything anymore. By saying boy kala, Shulchan Aruch says it's inviting the Shabbat, not accepting the Shabbat. The Arizal says no. When you have invited the Shabbat, that's it, you're in Shabbat. ונכון לנהוג כדעת האריזל. And it would be very right to do like the Arizal. That once you say boy kala, and you say, oh, I forgot to plug my chamin. Oh, my mother-in-law is coming tomorrow. Habibi, tell your mother-in-law I go like the Arizal. Let her eat cold chicken.